In today's sessions, we are going to talk about the page object model. Means how can we implement the page object model in using Playwright with the Java. Okay, so the last session it was a very basic. Okay, okay. So before digging into the page object model, I hope that all of you are aware about the page object model. So okay, just briefly I will tell you about the page object model. So it's kind of a pattern, you can say. Okay, so what we do exactly, instead of writing very plain way of test case where just identify all the locators and perform the actions on the in our test case only, what we do, we create a different abstractions, or you can say different layer. So what we do in our web applications, right? Okay, so web applications, we there will be a lot of you can say the pages will be there in the, or you can say the screens are there. Okay, in the first with the login screen is there, then after login will be on the dashboard page, or you can say the home page. Then maybe after the home page or some specific page, maybe about us or contact us pages will be there, right? So these are the screens. So in the page object model, what we consider that each and every screen we consider as a page object. Okay, and very high level I'm telling you. And what we need to do, we need to identify each and every screen. Like suppose that we identified the login screens, we have identified the home screen, right? And then we have to identify the web elements or locators we need to identify. Okay, so generally in the Selenium we say the web elements. Okay, or in the Playwrights we say the locators. Okay, so we need to identify the locators where we need to perform the actions, right? So where do we perform the actions? We perform the actions on the button, we perform the actions on the text boxes, right? Drop downs. So those we need to identify. Then once we identify all the locators or elements, okay, what we need to do the next, we need to identify the actions, what type of actions we are going to perform. So those we need to record, or we need to add into our the page object classes. Okay, so now again more some advanced level a little bit. So generally we'll see in our home page, right? So we'll have so we'll see some common things, like a header is common for across all the applications, across all the screens. Some menu bar will be there which will be common across all the screens, right? So it's not like that each and every pages will have the same element, because it will be the repetitions, right? So we can use some inheritance concepts where we can create some we can create a separate component. So now here we can introduce the concept of components, right? So one component is there, header component is there. Okay, one component is there, menu component is there, and the menu component also on the same, we need to identify, we need to do the same things, like we need to identify the all the locators or web elements. Okay, and even actions also, if you want, we can record an action as well. Okay, and all the respective screens, like a home screen is going to have the same header and footer, and the menu, they are going to inherit. Okay, in the same, suppose that about us is there, the page is there, that also will display all the menu and headers. So that can inherit those components. Okay, so like that way you can use an inheritance concept here. So this is what all about the page object. Okay, now come to here the what I have done here. So it's a very basic here. I've just created a base page, and the base page, what you can do, you can put all the common things here, where all the remaining the pages, right? If you think if any such things are there which is common for across all the pages, that you can put it here. So currently this page, okay, so in Selenium we use a Selenium WebDriver, right? Same way we are using here the page which will have all the DOM elements. Okay, DOM, which will have a DOM. Okay, and using that you can access all the you can say the locators, web elements, so whatever is there in the DOM, you can access it. So this line of code will be the common across all the screens. So that's why I kept here, okay, in the base page. So all the pages will be going to inherit here. So I have just applied the inheritance concept here. Okay, so it's very simple. Now come to the search page. Search page is going to inherit this base page. Okay, now in search page we have a locators search bar. So I'm just identifying all the, as I said, right, in the page object model we need to identify all the web elements or locators we need to identify. How to identify, wait, new window, and what you can do, we can wait, I will open it, base test. Okay, 1 minute, let me copy and show you that how can we identify. Okay, so now I'm going to do the F12. 1 minute, guys. Okay, now I'm going to do the Control F. 1 minute. This is a way just you can identify. Okay. What is there? Some class P2 82. Sorry, the Control F. Okay, now here you can finding out the, okay, so see, I have done here P2, so you can locate the, I'm just using the CSS class locator. Okay, so like that way you can just locate your elements. Okay, whether you can use a different strategy, whether you can find out by CSS selector, or you can use XPath, or you can find out by name or ID. Okay, depend on you. Okay, but it's a by class name, it's a suggest this try to use less the XPath. Okay, and better to use ID. Okay, or by CSS selector if you are using, that is fine. Okay, come back to the coding here. Now that I've shown you that how to locate your web element, now come to the code, and base page is done, search page is done. Search page I have just create. So in search page, what actions will do, will just we are going to enter some search string. Okay, searching parameter we are going to enter, and just we are going to search it. Okay, so I've created one clear search bar when I'm just entering my element here. So here this is a way to write page.fill. In Selenium, you know, we write WebDriver.find elements, right, and that locator name, that then send keys we use, right. Here we uses like this, a page.fill, locator name, and the what string do you want to search it. Okay, and definitely after once you enter it, okay, so definitely search will take little bit time. So here also Playwright also we have some mechanism to wait for okay, and so here we are just waiting for a moment, and then we'll come here, page.pause, we are pausing for some time, page.fill, okay, and I think same thing just repeated here. Okay, and okay, so here what we are doing, we are just searching a element here. Okay, and okay, so this is a very basic, just leave it here, and fine. So now we'll come to the directly to the test. Okay, so in test what I'm doing, so in the base test, okay, just simply I've kept a name, base test. I think it's better to go to the search only. Oh, this is a base test. Okay, fine. So base test, what I'm doing, I've instantiated all the page instances of the pages. Okay, and Okay, so as of since we have only one page, so just I have declared only search page only. I'm using a browser just to decide it whether means exactly what type of means this should what type of instance which type of browser instance it should be created. So I'm going to use the Chromium. So playwright.create.chromium, see how to fluent patterns we are using. Okay, and then launch browser type is a launch option. Headless mode is we have kept is a false. Okay, the same what I explained in the first time. So okay, page, new pages, and we are going to navigate onto this one. Okay, and I am instantiating the search page here. Okay, in the before class only. Okay, now if you see the search test. Okay, this search test is going to extend the base test class. Okay, and see this is the things which I am going to search page dot search. Okay, because this object is already declared here, right, in the base test. So thing is there. Okay, search page already object is created for the search page, and then search page get number of visible books one. So that same thing, the test engine, right, library we are using. So yeah, it's we can verify search page get visible content titles of. So same, nothing is there. Okay, what title will come, each and everything, so we can verify here. Okay, so fine. So this is what I wanted to discuss about the page object model. In the next sessions we'll discuss that we have created so many instances, right, and we are using a lot of new keyword, right. Means the setup only we are bothering about that how we can create instances of playwrights, then instances of this pages and the search, all those things. So in the next sessions we are going to use dependency injections, where this gives framework only will take care of the instantiation of the all the objects. Okay, so yeah, so we'll meet into the next sessions. Thank you guys.